Hello? Hello? हाँ जी सर। हेलो हेलो। हेलो।
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, so at least you should reply for the
Sir, actually,
10 minute I'm waiting and
yes, sir.
yeah.
Sir, shall we start?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, okay, thank you, sir. Gurpati, ma'am, turn over, you can.
But I think participants have not joined much. Only 7 people are there.
Sir, actually, this is a practice session, and when I will start the webinar, then they will join.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Lapreet, better you start now.
Yes, sir.
Allow others to join, right?
Okay, okay, sir. No.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Gurpati Kaur, Assistant Professor UIS CU, feels immense pleasure in announcing the official start of the day 1 of the 7-day workshop on Krishi Manthan, an approach towards sustainable agriculture. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all the participants who enthusiastically have joined this session today. So a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. I hope you all are excited and are looking forward to have a great time in gaining knowledge from our esteemed speakers who are successful in their respective fields throughout these 7 days of workshop. Before we can start and before I introduce the dignitaries and the expert guest for today, let's start with Ganesh Vandana as it symbolizes wisdom, understanding, and a discriminating intellect that one must possess to attain perfection in life. Personality development is a combination of the appearance and character of an individual. And with that aim, we have gathered here to gain more insights onto the different aspects of agriculture. Firstly, I would like to welcome and introduce our dignitaries one by one who have joined us today to acknowledge and encourage our participants. I heartily welcome the CEO Just Agriculture, DPS Badwal sir, Chief Associate Editor Himani Gautam ma'am, Chief Editor Mohit Bhardwaj sir, Professor Dr. R.M. Bhagat sir, Director Sciences Dr. P.N. Sharma sir, and HOD UIS Dr. Surbhi Sharma ma'am. I feel extremely honored and privileged to have given the opportunity to welcome the expert guest of the day, Dr. Vijay Kumar Arora, presently working as consultant faculty, Maharana Pratap Horticulture University, Karnal. Our expert speaker, Professor Dr. Vijay Kumar Arora, is here with us today to share his thoughts on the topic, advances and application of fertilizers for sustainable crop production and soil health amendments. Professor Arora has obtained his PhD from the University of Western Australia in 1988. He has carried out research on soil science and water management for 38 years, which includes various projects on soil fertility, chemistry, plant nutrition, and water management. He has also worked as academic coordination for PhD students. He has about 84 research papers and other publications and research bulletins as well. He has made 15 different recommendations for sugarcane, maize, and wheat crops to achieve higher production and maintenance of soil health for the package and practices of the farmers. He has published 52 popular articles in newspapers, farm magazines, and journals for the service of farmers, along with several radio and TV shows. Apart from organizing Kisan Melas, training camps, and farmer workshops, he has also imparted various trainings to sugarcane development staff of sugar mills and state government agricultural officers. He has a long list of achievements, awards, and honors, which show his multidisciplinary approach towards the progress of the agricultural sector. I'm sure you all might have got thrilled after knowing that our speaker is having such a great profile. His profile indicates his passion towards the agricultural development, and I'm sure we all will feel delighted and enlightened after the end of this session. Now, without taking any more time, I extend a very hearty welcome to the expert speaker of the day, who is going to enlighten us with his ideas and points on the topic, advances and applications of fertilizers for the sustainable crop production and soil health amendment. We welcome you, sir. Now you can share your PPT and present your ideas. Thank you.
Really, I'm delighted. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thanks a lot. Really, I'm delighted to have such a good word for me, as well as I'm really grateful to Chandigarh University giving me the opportunity to talk to you, especially the young. I like to talk among the young people because they are the builder of the nation. And unless we educate them, we cannot move further. So really, it is very good for me, a very good feeling for me to be among the, and of course, I'm grateful to all the senior people, especially the executives and of Just Agriculture and senior faculty. Dr. Bhagat, I interacted with him once, and really I'm delighted. So without wasting my time, I would continue my talk. Advances and application of fertilizer for sustainable crop production and soil health management. I think the topic is very clear. The sustainable agriculture integrate the three main goals: environmental health, economic profitability, and socio-economic equity. These all things enhances the agriculture production and sustainable agriculture, as well as maintenance of the soil health. So agriculture, I think, would be continue to be a mainstay of the Indian economy. Future increase in the agriculture production has to come from the increasing the productivity of land, because the land is shrinking now. So we have to increase our factor productivity. And I think I'm really complacent to say one thing exactly, that 60% roles of any agriculture productions come through the soil only, and fertilizer is a mainstream for that. So one myth is also there, that we are using a lot of fertilizer and we are making the soil worse. It's not the fertilizer we are using much. It's, I will talk in my talk that how we are using the fertilizer, that's important. And how much to use and how much to balance that, that would be the main talk of my. So as I say that 60% from the soil, and the fertilizer contribute 41% of increase in the, so it's a big task, the agriculture managing of fertilizer. So all you know that we require 17 elements for plant nutrition. These are the 70 elements. Unless we completely we have to understand that how much to be added, how to add it, and we cannot avoid any nutrient. So all the nutrients are equally important, and the deficiency of one nutrient will not correct by any other element. So it's very important, and that what is happening in the field, that we are correcting the nitrogen and phosphorus deficiency with the addition, the micronutrient deficiency or other nutrient deficiency with the addition of potash or sorry, nitrogen and phosphorus. So that makes imbalance. We felt, though the data shows that there is a increase in the agriculture production, but the factor productivity is declining. So why we are having the decline in the crop response? As I talked, inadequate and imbalanced fertilizer use, negative nutrient balance, we are adding less and removing more, increasing the micronutrient deficiencies, as well as the lack of awareness about the, it's a big talk. I can talk 1 or 2 hours on this issue. Is it really farmer are unaware? No. I think there is some ignorance. Probably if we, as a soil scientist, if we take the responsibility that have we really made them to understand that the balanced use of fertilizer is very important. So we should share the responsibility. So just saying that farmers, they are not aware. No, they are aware about the use of the fertilizer, but I think they have to be convinced about the balanced use of the fertilizer. Lack of variety breakthrough. Initially, there was a good varieties which were nutrient demanding. Now it has come to the pace. So, and there should be some variety which are nutrient as well as responsive to soil management, as there is a problem of salinity and many other things. So poor crop management. You see, there is a demand of increase in the demand of all the fertilizers, but urea particularly is much enhanced when we compare to MOP. So see that fertilizer use, NPK, has increased per hectare, but I don't think this is much. When you compare with the very advanced countries and which are advanced in the agriculture, they have much more use of NPK rather than staying to up to this limit. So we should not say that we are using much of fertilizer. Rather, we see that there is, of course, they have been convinced, the people have been convinced, the farmer have been convinced to use the fertilizer, and from the 510 lakh million ton to it has come to 590 lakh million ton. This data is very authentic. It has been shared in the Rajya Sabha. So government has shared this data, and I tried to locate the data and the latest data. So there is an increase in the fertilizer use, but the problem lies. We should not be complacent that we are increasing the fertilizer use. Why? Because we are using 60% of the total use of NPK, only urea. That makes the worst part. Why? Because you see that the trend of urea is increasing, and I have shown you the data from 2000. It's the latest data. Even in the latest trend, we are increasing the use of urea only. So, NPK ratio, though it's not sacred, but in general, we should follow this 4:2:1. And see that Punjab, what is doing? 31:8:1. For 1 kg, farmer of Punjab is using 32 kg of the nitrogen. A much wider ratio. And similarly would be in the UP, some part of the UP as well as in the Haryana also. So I have shown you the higher limit. And then this nitrogen is causing what? Causing environmental problem also. Nitrate concentration in the dug well and the shallow bore wells has exceeded to the permissible limit. Initially, I was also having the reservation that no, it's not causing the problem. But when we see the data, really, and moreover, this nitrous gas emission, a big problem. Ozone layer is depleting due to this. So environment, yeah, environment point of view, we are using much more of urea than the other fertilizers. So balanced fertilization. If you understand my talk, this is the only slide which is important to you. Rest, I am convincing, the rest slides are convincing your mind. But this you have to take back to your home, that you should go for balanced fertilization. When to apply, how to apply. There are exactly, we are not applying the urea or other fertilizer in the way we should add. So why? I will convince you. This is integrated use of the fertilizer. Certainly, we are convinced. Many years of experiment have shown that we should go for the integrated nutrient management. And water and soil testing is a big issue, big issue. Pradhan Mantri has started the program of soil testing a few years ago, and has asked to make the map of all the districts. But really, our farmers are using these tools? No. I don't think they properly know even to have the proper soil sampling. So in these many years, we have not taught him, maybe I take the responsibility that we have not taught him to how to take the sample. So it's important. You must take the soil sample properly so that the analysis is proper. So this thing you can find in the literature. But my point is that you should take the soil sample properly so that it gives you the good results. Now, as I talk about I will be dealing the different individually fertilizer like nitrogen. Nitrogen, what's the main problem? Leaching. So we apply the urea and that got leached into the downstream. That's the big problem. Nitrification is there. So proper application of ammonia and conversion into nitrate so that the plant can uptake it easily. Abhi, what we are doing, urea is the major part of the urea is being applied at the time of 11 to 2 PM. And there is a big, at that time the temperature is so high. So there is a volatilization losses. And nitrogen leaching I have talked. We are not following the proper nitrification. These factors, we are not having the proper moisture or temperature or aeration or crop residue which enhance the nitrification. So these are the problem where the fertilizer use efficiency is very low. I will show you how much low we have the fertilizer use efficiency. Similarly, denitrification. And I will not go in theoretical detail of these, but as such, these are the problem for use of nitrogen, denitrification, and then the volatilization and the nitrification. These are the main problem. Phosphorus. Phosphorus, very sluggish, does not move, does not dissolve. So how to make it soluble? And in other way, it's maybe causing the problem by application if we are applying more. In some of the part of the agriculture world, I have seen that people are using 5 bags of DAP, where we require only 1 bag. So why? What's that causing? That get eroded to the mainstream and may cause the eutrophication. So this loss can be trapped by these conservation practices, but my worry is solubilization of phosphorus. So how to increase that? How to make it soluble? We should use the microbial consortium to use the phosphorus solubilizing bacteria, which will certainly enhance the our solubility. Different micronutrient status. This is latest figure. This work has been conducted by the ICR, and 36% zinc deficiency is there. So people have started using zinc sulfate, but for the other micronutrient, there is a big problem, especially the boron. This is a problem in the horticultural plants. And iron and manganese, these two are coming up in a high pace, especially in the sandy soils or the soils which are not rich in the organic matter and the pH is high. So in those areas, the iron and manganese deficiencies are coming up on a high scale. So why it is happening? Indian soil are generally poor in fertility, especially in the micronutrient. And I would not say generally poor. It is now, but it was not. Why? Because we have mined lot of micronutrient, and without adding, and we have stopped using the high analysis fertilizer as well as the organic manures and the things which you are adding micronutrient to the system. We are not using that now. So and crop residue, we are burning it, really big problem. So burning the crop residue and making the fertilizer use efficiency worse. This slide is very important. Why? Only 2% of the micronutrient we are getting the efficiency. What does that mean? If we are adding 100 kg of the micronutrient, we are getting back only 2 kg. So where rest is going? 98% of micronutrient, where they are going? They are getting fixed into the soil. So multi-million talks. If we improve this, we can save many rupees. And similarly for the other nutrient also. only 50% maximum water use efficiency for nitrogen, and 20% for the phosphorus. So fixation is there. The problem I told, these are the fixation, and with the potassium, it's not big problem, but with the sulfur, again, same immobilization, leaching with the water. So we should follow the correct ways and means to raise the crop so that we should have the higher fertilizer use efficiency. For the last 35 years, I'm trying to enhance these things. I would not say, but much have been done, but really we need much more. So these are the factors which affect the fertilizer use efficiency. Liming of soil, acid soil, and then saline and sodic soil, really it hinders a lot. Proper crop management practices. As I said, that you should not add the urea in the daytime, but much is being added in the daytime. Fertilizer management and suitable time, quantity, and method, all I have done. Neem coated urea, a boon, really a good work we have done. I really appreciate that Government of India has made a really contribution in this regard, that making all the urea neem coated. Placement, band placements, particularly the phosphatic fertilizers. We should place the phosphatic fertilizer near to the roots, not just broadcast that. So broadcasting is not desirable in the case of phosphorus and many other fertilizers. Foliar application, I love this. But the problem with this, that we cannot add all the fertilizer through foliar application, because it's a booster. So, but as such, I have given the recommendation to the farmer, if they go for spraying of NPK 2% or 3% in between their crop growth, then enhance the really good value of the money by applying the fertilizer and getting the crop response. So I'm very convinced about the foliar application of fertilizer, but as such cannot meet out the whole demand of the crop. So we should supplement along with your recommended dose of fertilizer these foliar application. For this, we require the different salts. These are the source, and especially in the protected agriculture, precision agriculture, hydroponic, aeroponic, there are many things coming up, and we require the Hoagland solution, and the solution soil water. In water we add drip irrigation, also fertigation. We require all these salts to meet out, and soilless culture also. So in these we require the soil solution which have all the nutrients. Now I would stop talking about the chemical fertilizer. Now I would go for the soil health, which is very important. Lot have been talked about the soil health. Really, it's a big problem, but it's not visible. Why? Because we are getting the crops, and but as an environment, as a soil scientist, I'm really convinced that we should maintain our soil health. Why? We can maintain our chemical fertility, but how to maintain the physical and biological fertility, which is declining in a great way. So we should follow the integrated nutrient supply system. We should have this is the one part I have taught, but many other parts we are not doing that. So organic manures, crop residue, green manuring, biofertilizers, This is the same almost integrated plant nutrient system. So continuous intensive farming and unbalanced use of fertilizer has given to the these poor health, poor soil health. So we should increase the physical as well as the biological condition of the soil. Oh, and it is only possible through the so why should we go for the soil health? Because it increases the water drainage, all the water management issues are related to the organic matters. Use of and then some of the fertilizer, they are causing the environment problem also. So the use of organic manures, they do not affect our environment. Exchange capacities increase, and the increasing fertilizer use efficiency, phosphorus, as I told you, that is required also, and beneficial microorganisms. So these are the nutrient content. They are though low, but at least you have the secondary and micronutrients, which can be supplemented through the organic manures. So this is dung manure. For farmer were not convinced about this. Abhi lot of being is talk about the application of FYM, but he had whatever he had the not well decomposed organic manure. So why? Because we advocated that you should go for the digging of the pit and then adding the manure. Who will do that? No, they don't like. They don't like to go into the FYM, this dung, because that's a dirty phenomenon. So we should have the easy method so that farmer they can be convinced, and so we have made the research, and then if the dung is there, you should just cover it with the black polythene, and within the 1 or 2 month, you don't have to dig the pit and fill that pit with the dung and to make the compost, but rather you should cover it, and it should have the 70% of the moisture. So this will be well decomposed and will not cause the problem of termite. That where our dungs are going. Specifically, I took the picture in the village. Then they use it for the making the fuel. So we should use this precious organic manure. Then this press mud, a wonderful organic manure. But where it is going? It is being burnt into the bhatta, in the brick cleaner. So we should really use this precious. There is a big industry for that. In my last talk, when I was talking about to the entrepreneurs of India, I just specifically mentioned this that you could make a good business by selling this press mud, and that will be a cause of the gourd also. You will maintain the soil health. Green manuring. These are the crop we should include into our cropping sequence. Mung bean and the dhacha, cluster bean, and sun hemp, cowpea. My many videos are there on the YouTube. Really wonderful. It makes the soil very healthy. But we should be convinced to use this. Farmers should be convinced to use this. So what it does, it makes the soil pulverized, and then what happened that its root goes down very up to 30 or 40 meter or 50 meter. So no, sorry, 50 centimeter or more than that. So what it does that it take up the nutrient and then we incorporate the nutrient in the next crop. So the requirement of the nutrient will be less. And when you pull the green manure crop, there are some pink color nodules are there. What they are? They are nitrogen fixation bacteria. So lot of the nitrogen is being accumulated into the grain manures. So which helps to reduce the consumption of nitrogen. So this is very important. Symbiotic, you might have heard, read in these things in your biological science. So symbiotic and asymbiotic. Symbiotic bacteria are leguminous plant and asymbiotic for rice and wheat, and so that's Azotobacter and Azospilium, very important. Compost, we can make the compost. I would not go in detail reading these things, but compost can be very easily prepared in vermicompost and compost, both. Earthworm, with the earthworm, we can see that, yes, Acinia patidia. This is very good worm which makes the vermicompost. This pictures I have taken from the farmer field only. Very simple. Without investing much money, you can prepare the compost. And then you can take the license. Really, it could. I have also shown this to the entrepreneur also. So this vermicompost is being sold at the rate of ₹20 per kg to the city dwellers and ₹5 kg to the farmer in a bulk way. So see, the lot of money is there by making the vermicompost. This is a pakka vermicompost structure, and for this government of agriculture department also provide the subsidy to make the pakka structure for this vermicompost. So as I have talked biofertilizer, see, this is very cheap, and having in 1 ml, how much? 10 raised to the power 8, about 1 crore population of the bacteria. So these are very, very good. I made the research on this and I found that they are very effective. Previously, we were adding the powder form, but now we are adding the liquid form. So that's very good for enhancing our soil fertility and increasing the nitrogen fixation. So phosphorus bacteria makes the phosphorus solubilize. Then this cow dung slurry, very simple. Government have started 20-30 years before the Janta Gobar gas plant, thinking that this makes the good, but they were failed. Those were failed. Why? Because the design was so inappropriate that was giving the lot of smell, and the farmer would not be using that in a nice way because they have the trouble inhaling the smell as well as putting their feet into the dung. So nobody likes that. But now the design is very simple. You don't have to do much and just put your manure in this one, the dung in this one, and get the good. This is all designed, and this is water pouring into the. So you don't have to do anything much. Only bring the dung and put it here, and then start the watering, and ultimately you get the good biogas slurry compost as well as the gas. promotion of city compost is also there because lot of raw material, lot of residue we produce is domestic. So, but we should be conscious that unless it is being treated properly, it may have the heavy metals. So government have tried to install the all the structure and to make it a good treatment so that we can use it as a city compost. Last but not the least, this is a physical. You can see my videos on this topic. This is a hard pen breaker. With the cultivation of heavy duty crops like rice, wheat, we have developed a hard pen in the layer. Hard pen layer has been developed. And if we run this, I don't have much time to show you in detail. This is a chiseler or subsoiler. So you can see my video Vijay Arora in YouTube. This particularly is a boon for the farmer because your soil physical health will improve by using this. In brief, I will talk how much nutrient we are wasting when we are burning our crop residue. So see that much nutrient is being wasted when we are burn the crop residue. So much hue and cry there that we have to convince the farmer that they are burning their own gold. So in terms of rupees, how much? 16,000 lakh million rupees is being lost in terms of nutrients. So really farmer, I know the farmer has to vacate the land and then he is in the hurry and not have the proper approach to the managing of the crop residue. But really, we should convince him by two things, that you are burning your own gold, making wasting lot of money on the nutrient, which can be reserved into the soil, and then government have given a very good machinery now, and one thing I would certainly mention that custom hiring center, they are providing a good services, and government has given the 80% of subsidy on these sometime on procuring these. So in conclusion, balanced use of fertilizer, soil and water testing is important, knowledge of multi-nutrient deficiency, creating awareness among the farmer on the benefit of fertilizer, balanced fertilization, availability of the fertilizer to meet out the nutrient demand, and proper soil management and agronomic practices for enhancing the fertilizer use efficiency. Thank you so much for your patience listening, and I think I was brief enough, really, but took much time. So over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure that your presentation has enlightened our participants as it was packed with knowledge and information. You gave us an insight into the various advancements in the application of fertilizers, which are crucial for sustainable agriculture. Healthy soils produce healthy crops that in turn nourish the people and animals. Indeed, soil quality is directly linked to the kind of practices we do and the kind of fertilizers we use. I believe that the field of agriculture has a great future, and we are fortunate that we got the chance to listen to you today.
Ma'am, I would interrupt you.
Yes,
Rather, I would love to have a question, any particular curiosity or anything.
Yes.
Yeah, that would enhance the quality of my presentation, because there would be many curiosity among the if you have some time.
Yes, sir. Okay, so all the attendees are requested that if you have any question which you want to ask to our expert speaker, please post in the chat box.
No, they can ask directly, can't they?
Sir, I think they will have to be given the rights, and I don't think that's possible.
As a expert, I would means interaction is very important.
Yes, sir.
Many times you go for the talk and they listen to you and they don't satisfy their queries and interaction, because I'm just speaking all the time, and so if possible.
Yes, sir. So all the panelists, Lafrit ma'am, if that's possible, please let us know if the students can speak up their questions.
Yes, ma'am. We have opened the chat box also. From there also they can put out their questions and we can make the session interactive also.
Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am. So all the attendees, you can post in the chat box, and if you have any question and you want to ask that verbally, please raise your hand so that the rights can be given.
Either my talk was not clear to them, or oh sir, what are the sir, what are the ways can we convince the farmer to or organic practices? Yes, certainly. See that as such, increasing the production, there is a penalty when you are using the organic practices, of course, but you can convince the farmer that even this penalty can be compensated very well with the increase in the price which you will fetch by selling the organic products. And moreover, the organic products are very healthy and suitable to the environment. So they can be very well convinced that you should go for the organic practices, because you will have a good money as well as maintaining the soil health and causing the good cause for the society. Student can post their, sir, if we change the design of biogas plant more comfortable way, in this I will affect the efficiency. Yeah, certainly means this particularly biogas plant, I have seen it's a big industry also. In Karnal, we have very big biogas plant, and they are supplying the manure to the farmer, as well as running with that gas. They are running the industry also. So it can be very well easily. If you ask me design, I can help you in that way. But as such, much is being done on this subject. So certainly it will improve the quality of your organic manure. Then next question is, which amendment can be used? Amendment I have shown you already. Already those were the amendment, FYM, press mud, use of biofertilizers, use of legume crops, and also the crop residue management, that and making the compost and vermicompost. I have talked all. Sir, I have heard about the bhatta soil, which is the red color. What makes it? Oh, no, it's that color is another thing. What my concern was, that we are using the press mud to burn, to run that bhatta. So that red color comes in another way, that the clay is being burnt and then changes into to the red color. But concern was about the use of press mud for burning and making the running the bhatta. If we go for after organic farming, then how to feed growing? Oh yeah, So, let me give you the answer. See, of course, we cannot go for all the organic farming, but at least the use of balanced use of fertilizer, as well as the balanced use of insecticide and pesticide. Really, it is a insecticide pesticide which makes the product very worse. So if you use the balanced fertilizer and use the insecticide in the balanced form, you will get the good organic product which is similar to the organic. And as such, if you want to have the certification of organic farming, then at least you can go for, but for some population, these can be used. Of course, you are right that we cannot feed the teeming million population with the only organic farming. I haven't talked about that. What about long-term use of glycophosphate in soil? Yes. That was another topic. Glycophosphate. Actually, we should not go for long-term use of any chemical, because the residue will sustain into the soil, and then so as such, for the weed management, we should keep on changing and not repeating the same weedicide for the soil. 4 more messages. Okay, sir. Many queries. I'm very happy, sir. Sir, few days later, I had a talk with the farmer on the use of chemical. And sir, the main issue is yield. Okay, I know. They say that they have less yield. I have answered this. I think that you have the penalty of the yield, but that can be very easily compensated with the price of the organic product. So I have answered this. Sir, is there any harm to our crop if we use more organic manure? No, not at all. Not at all. There is no harm in because it will sustain in the soil, and then it will improve the organic matter content. But you have to see your own pocket also. You just keep on adding and that will increase the cost. What constant organic farming we are facing in our country? Organic farming, I have to deliver a separate talk on that. Organic farming, why it is having the problem? Because of the marketing only. There is no good marketing and proper certifications. So we should, if we are going for organic farming, we must build up the faith that we are really using the organic manure, so that the customer are convinced, and then to get the real certification. So many organic farming people, they don't get the proper certification, so that they will go for the export of the organic products. Here, the same question has been asked, conversion of all the, I have given you the answer, that you cannot convert all the farming into the organic one. Is it rainfall deficient? Of course, I have shown you the rainfall. Moisture has the problem. If we don't have the sufficient moisture, the things will not get decomposed easily. So we should have the, of course, this change in the climate is also affecting the decomposition process. Sir, how can we select the soil composition for compressed earth block? Okay. Why you need to compress earth blocks? How can we select the best composer? See that this is a problem for sandy soil also, because there is a lot of leaching of the nutrient, and soil get eroded. So Pata, you have seen the block, wooden block, that can be run onto the soil, and then we easily compact the soil. We compress the soil. In Rajasthan also, particularly. when or in some part of the Punjab where the soils are Punjab and Haryana where the soils are sandy. Sir, how it could computing helpful? Of course. Now computing, all the apps and all the things are available on the internet and through the computer, and even to interact with the scientists and to each other, we have the help of social groups like WhatsApp on Facebook. So computing will certainly help in the to improve the agriculture growth, no doubt in that. Next, sir, organic fiber is less for the government. Yeah, same question should not be asked. Sir, even most farmers already know excess use of fertilizer to the soil, but why still use excess? As I think you have not listened my talk properly. What I said, that they are not using excess, but they are using imbalance. They are using only nitrogen fertilizer, urea. And who will convince that? You will convince that. You should take the responsibility, not asking me only. Everybody, every academician, every scientist should realize this thing. As a soil scientist, as a conservationist, we should be concerned about that. And by just making the research, maybe my word would be pinching to some people, but as such, I try to advocate the farmer that why you are wasting so much money on using imbalanced use of fertilizer? You are burning your own skin. And simply by my convincing will not do. Everybody, every scientist, I think we should, it may be very conservative to say that we should stop research and go for more extension. That to convince the farmer, to convince that we should go for a better agriculture practices, better use of the fertilizer. Sir, can solid urea be replaced by nano urea? Yeah, lot of research is being conducted on this nano urea, but still I have a reservation unless the recommendation comes from the university. I would not go for that. So first the recommendation either should come from the ICR or from the universities, agriculture university, to use the nano urea, because it have the certain other problems like safety and other environmental issues also. Sir, due to small biogas may not set the, no, it's possible. It's possible by setting the, but farmer should have the at least 4 or 5 cattle. So if they have the 4 or, but if the smell may change, it would, no, this particularly design have no smell at all. The only thing is that you have to provide the dung. And for that, you have to have, for the least, you have to have the 4 cattle. Sir, what is the biggest challenge as a soil scientist? Of course, the whole talk was on this biggest challenge. And I have narrated only 1 or 2 minutes before. The biggest challenge is to convince the farmer to go for a balanced use of fertilizer, soil testing, my conclusion. And that's the biggest challenge. Much research has been done, but the research has not gone to the farmer. Sir, as you said, our crop residue is gold. They should not burn the residue. But how can convince the farmer? We are trying. I have shown you the equipment. Then you, by convincing that you are burning your own skin. And also, I tell you the example. I'm being emotional to that. We were traveling 5 people, and then we come across to the fume of the one of the field where there was a crop residue was burning, and we get stuck in the jeep. 5 scientists. I think the driver was quite clever and was efficient, that he has pulled our jeep back to the. So we could have died. That was the extreme. We could have really died. If we have stuck there for another 5 minutes, we could have died. So these things, alarming things, should be advocated, that how bad those fumes are there when we are burning the crop residue. So they are making their own lungs. Are their lungs are safe when they are burning the crop residues? So they, in one way, they are burning their own nutrients, own rupees, making their health worse. And also, we have to convince. We have to really convince. I know. Farmer go for just he said think and go for the next crop. Sir, last question. In the soil is soil is renewable resource or not? Of course, it is renewable, but you have to make a lot of effort by improving it, by making the good practices. So now, sir, could computing हो गया, sir, cloud, cloud computing or computing, one and the other things. I have answered that. Okay, I think I have answered many questions, and still there is any inquiry, you can have my phone number, and I would be delighted to. I'm really happy that people have asked, and really good student, very good student. I have given the talk to South Indian, some universities and Maharashtra University, but not many queries have come. I really congratulate to the organizer that there is a many curiosity I have to fill up them. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot, sir. All my colleagues. What is the future of wormy bags? Of course, wormy bags future is really high, because as I told you, much more rupees are there when you are selling these to the city dwellers, people like me who have the kitchen gardening, and then there is a great scope of that.
I think that the question answer session was quite successful one. And why the students were asking these many questions, the reason behind that is that, sir, your talk was quite informative and it was intriguing for the minds of our young people. So I would like to extend a very hearty thanks to you for enlightening us on this topic. And it has definitely widened the horizons of understanding to our students. So now I would like to request and welcome Director, University Institute of Agricultural Sciences, Professor Dr. P.N. Sharma, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Gurpreet, Namaskar, sir. Very good afternoon to all. And first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Vijay Arora ji, who very kindly accepted our invitation to be the part of this workshop of Tech Event 2021, which is organized by the Chandigarh University. Sir, on my own behalf and on behalf of the whole fraternity of the University Institute of Agricultural Sciences and the Chandigarh University in particular, thanks from the core of my heart that you have delivered a wonderful talk. And perhaps, as we all know, that soil is the basic unit which determine the success or failure of our production and productivity, and likewise many things, because we all are dependent on soil for everything, I hope, I'm sure. And sir, you have discussed many aspects, and really we all know that in some cases we have achieved the maximum, but it is, I feel that it is sometimes easy to achieve the maximum. It is very difficult to sustain that. And your topic was relevant to the present day agriculture. Yes, we all know that the soil, area under the agriculture is decreasing, and whatsoever we have to get which is available with us. So for this, we have only two options. Either we have to get more from the available one by stabilizing the things and by adding some more required inputs in a balanced manner, as your talk was focused around that also, and by rejuvenating the existing soils, because we all know that the injudicious use of fertilizers and other chemicals has affected our soil health very badly. So that is the one aspect. Or we have to go for vertical agriculture, because these are the only two options we have.
Yes.
But again, if we have to go for vertical agriculture, soil becomes the main. So I think your talk was very, very relevant to the present day agriculture. And I am sure that all the participants, it is a huge number in this case, in this, session, and I hope they all might have been benefited, and they might have got many ideas for their future plans, right? With respect to the soil health maybe, or how we can sustain the production and productivity, keeping in view the soil health and or the soil status of the country. So, sir, I really thank you very much. And I want to
Thank you
thank
very
the
much.
participants for asking so many questions. I'm really very happy. So, because, yes, sir, if one keep on speaking and other just listening and no response, it really affect the speaker, I hope. Because until unless you do not get the feedback, then it is not clear whether one's talk is useful or not.
Yes.
So, sir, you might have seen this, that many people interacted with you. So it means your talk was very, very useful, and has been the things which you have told in this session have been imbibed by the listeners or the participants. So, sir, thank you very much. And I want to thank the organizers or the moderators of this session, who has very nicely handled this whole of the
Yes.
session. And I am sure that this zeal will continue in future also. So, sir, at the end, again, I want to thank you. And here, I also want to thank Chandigarh University Administration, e-governance, and other units who have made this event a great success. So, sir, thank you very much.
I'm really delighted, sir. I'm really thankful to you, and especially Gurpreet Kaurji. I interrupted with you, but I wanted to listen my good words, but my curiosity was to interact with the listener. So I'm really grateful to you have such a session, and really very, very happy that students have responded. We should have the same pace, and we should have the same courage to face students. Means really wonderful. And in future also, if you have my association, I would be delighted to have that.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you so
Definitely,
much.
we will be
Thank
looking
you
forward.
so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, thank you.
Okay, Gurpreet. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So I hope that the students were quite enlightened. And thank you, sir, for the vote of thanks. You spoke very nicely for our speaker.
Okay, we can leave now.
I would like to request all the participants to please fill the feedback form before leaving the session. Dear participants, I hope that everyone has filled the feedback form now. Once you fill the feedback form, then you can leave the session.